phrase will be using now a piece of plywood.
Welcome, Philly, to your favorite sports show, Babes on Broad, hosted by Jesse Town and Sam Wilson. They're smart, they're sexy, and they're all Philly. So thanks for tuning in, and we hope you enjoy the show. Babes on Broad.
Hello and welcome into week 6 of Babes on Broad pregame live. Woo!
What's your first?
We have to be our own fans today. I'm Sam Wilson with my co-host Jesse Town, and we are the Babes on Broad, brought to you by Bleeding Green Nation and SB Nation. We want to thank everybody for tuning in right away for week 6. You guys are amazing, and you guys are the real fans. You know, no, just kidding. Andy and Sean are the best. It's not their fault. We didn't get a chance to talk with you guys later in the week for our second episode this past week because of BGN technical difficulties and stuff, but that makes it more fun. So we're going to break down our thoughts on the game live right here with you guys, and then you guys will be able to join in and we'll be able to just have a big
Real-time
conversation with this. Yes, because I don't know how to feel really about this today.
I go very back and forth. So before we get into all quick just recap on the injury report for both sides right now. Alshon Jeffrey still out. Still chewing up that roster spot for no reason. Arthur Maddox is still out with that ankle injury. Deshaun is out, but apparently looking like he'll play Thursday. So,
which is so typical to have Deshaun come back when we play the crappy Giants on a Thursday night game. So then he looks like he's amazing and going to be something, and they were geniuses.
Listen.
Jeez.
I don't care. I don't care. I want to see Deshaun Jackson. I want to see. I saw somebody post a meme the other day, and it was like a picture of Deshaun last year when he first came back, and then a picture of Allen Iverson when he came back to the Sixers after he had his stint with the Nuggets and everything. And I was like, I was like, no,
you're not wrong.
I don't want that to be true. No. He is still out today. Marcus Epps is out. Lane Johnson is out. And Duke Riley is out as well. And Matt Pryor also is out. He is on the COVID list, which I thought it was interesting that the Eagles continuously kept specifying that it was either for someone who tested positive or had been exposed to someone who was infected. So I would assume that because they didn't have to close a facility or anything like that, it means he was exposed to someone and they're just, taking extra precautions there. But Jamon Brown is starting in his spot. Now he's been in the league for 5 years, but it's just another new offensive line.
Yeah, and I believe this is his first start in those 5 years.
I believe you're right. Yes.
Yeah. So it's not the best feeling, you know, going up against this defense.
Grasp at the straws that really help feel better. Yeah. There aren't many. So I think let's get right into it. What are some of your key matchups to watch today, and why they are the key matchups for you? What do you think are some of the biggest challenges for the Eagles? What are you feeling going into today?
Well, when you say Ravens, I think everybody goes automatically Lamar Jackson because that's their weapon, and that's what's so frustrating about it is like when teams have success going against the Ravens, it's because they stop Lamar Jackson. Mm-hmm. And that for us would mean that we would have to have a solid linebacking core that we could trust to stop Lamar Jackson. So I am very concerned about Lamar Jackson today because of our linebackers. And it's just so frustrating because it's kind of that thing where it's going to happen and we just can't stop it. Mm-hmm. So I am not looking forward to that today.
Yeah, and I think that, obviously Lamar Jackson, he's the reigning MVP. Some of the positive things for us right now are the fact that their run game has not been nearly as good this season. Their offensive line took some big hits early on with injuries. Marshall Yanda retired. Like, there are a few things that have happened that offensive line is not anywhere near where it was last season. So their run game has suffered immensely. And, you know, when I say that, I mean, Lamar Jackson is still their leading rusher, which is not, you know, a surprise to anybody. But, you know, Mark Ingram, they're trying to conserve him a little bit so he doesn't get a little run down and beat up by the end of the season like he did last year. But he's still a little bit older. He's not as agile. You know, Lamar Jackson is the quickest guy that they have.
Yes.
And then they're using J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards in some other different packages in different situations. You know, I love their draft pick of J.K. Dobbins to supplement that run game because that was their strength last year. So, you know, their offense has not been as lethal as it was last season. And I think it's because not that people are expecting what they could do, because Lamar has so much talent that he can still hurt you in so many ways. But you know, they don't have the offensive line they used to have, but also if you can keep him contained in the sense of not letting him get the edge on you a little bit, if you can set a better edge. Now, I say that, and the Eagles have been toasted on some of those things, some of the different end arounds, you know, they have been absolutely obliterated and let the opposing offenses get the edge on some of their defensive ends that should be able to do that. The only issue is, for me, so you want to make him a little uncomfortable. You want to force him to stay in the pocket a little bit more. And then you go, I think, you know, this is a good point. Make him pass.
Yeah.
But when he does pass, they are a chunk play offense. They're not a like dink and dunk down the field. Like, they are chunk plays, and they will hurt you on those chunk plays.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're going to leave Jalen Mills at corner, we've already talked about he's not the best coverage corner in the entire world. He should be at safety. But Go.
I was just going to say, it's not like they don't have weapons that he can pass to. So that's what concerns me on that, too. I mean, we have Darius Slay, and then the rest of them, I mean, they could play well. They could not play well. So, like, it's tough on that. And it doesn't give me all the confidence in the world by any means.
And it's another, you know, on the other side for the Eagles, it's another, you know, new combo of the offensive line and another young combination of the offensive line. You've got two essentially rookies out there. I know Nate Herbig is in his second year, but he had played 3 snaps of an NFL game until this season. And then you've got Jack Driscoll out there and Jordan Mailata, excuse me. Jordan Mailata is also out there. So I can't even keep track of the ridiculousness that goes on in this offensive line. But I mean, the Ravens have the number 1 defense in the NFL. They're extremely good at disguising what they do.
I just got chills.
Great.
Bad chills.
They're very creative. And I mean, they draft well. Patrick Queen is a rookie and leading the team with 30 tackles. Yeah. So, I mean, there are a lot of, it's going to be one of those things that, you know, every aspect of the team has to be on and doing what they're supposed to do and being successful with what they're supposed to do. They can't just be out here making mistakes left and right, because this Ravens team is going to hurt you. It's going to exploit you in so many different ways. I mean, in terms of turnovers, they are phenomenal at forcing turnovers. The Eagles defense, not so much.
No.
And the offense has not been great at securing the ball all the time either.
That, and Carson's had a little bit of a not very good interception to touchdown ratio. Well, I guess I got that background, touchdown to interception ratio. But that's very concerning to me. And we had somebody say it in the comments that the defense scares them the most. And I kind of agree, because, I mean, the offense has been killing themselves this year with injuries, with Carson's poor play at times. And there's just been so many things that have gone wrong, and we haven't seen them really play that flawless game, you know? So that's what concerns me, because today they're almost going to have to play flawlessly and to their absolute max to win and to even be close. And it's just one of those things too, where it's just so stressful already, because to me, it's already going to kind of be like, you have to keep scoring just to stay close. If we have one mistake, it's going to put us way back. And then it's kind of, once we get way back, there's no chance.
Yeah, and I think one of the, you know, most important things to remember is the Ravens are awful when they get down early. If they have to come back, they are really not good in that aspect. If the Eagles get down early, they're phenomenal at kind of putting their foot on your throat and continuously pressing down. So the Eagles need to jump out to an early lead. They need to start creative early. I guess this kind of like leads us into what are, keys to the game.
Yeah.
For going forward. So, for me, for this offense, especially, they need to attack early with creativity. They have to avoid making mistakes. They do have to, I don't want to say play flawlessly, but as close to flawless as possible. I mean, the Ravens are tied for second in the NFL with takeaways. They have 3 interceptions. Marcus Peters has 2 of them, and 7 forced fumbles. They forced a turnover in 18 straight games. Dating all the way back to last year. I mean, I think this is really going to test Doug's game planning ability, his creativity, and this is going to be a game that Carson's decision making is going to be crucial for them. This defense is too good for miscommunications. I don't care if you're playing with a bunch of rookies, and I just think that this is something that they should have been preparing for going into this week. So, like I said, the defense is too good for the offense of the Eagles to have any miscommunications. Bad throws are not going to be acceptable. And they need to continue to try to run the football. They need to continue to try to keep that included in their game plan, no matter what happens. We have, it's like beating a dead horse talking about how they play when they have more of an even run pass attack and their record when they have an even run pass attack. So I think that's going to be the biggest key for them on offense is they're going to have to play a clean game. And Doug is going to have to be aggressive, not at random wrong times. And, essentially Doug and Carson together are going to have one of their better performances of the last couple of years.
Yeah, I agree completely. I have that they're playing the best team that they've played all season so far. And like we already said, they're going up against the number 1 defense in the league with our offense that hasn't been consistent by any means this whole year. So they're going to have to play up today, which luckily for us, they are usually pretty good when they have to play up in situations like this. So that kind of makes me feel a little bit better. But I mean, this is a new O-line combination going up against this defense. So that kind of hits you right there. And it's nerve-wracking because they have to do more than just hold their own today. Like they have to be smart and they have to protect Carson. And that's a lot of pressure to put on an O-line and a guy like Jamon Brown that's never played with these people. And so that's going to be a huge part of it for me. And then Carson's just going to have to come out and be very, very, very smart. I don't even want to see 1 interception, but if I see 1, I can let it slide. Anything more than that, If
I see 1 interception on a phenomenal play by a defender, I think that's something that is
you're
not
right.
enough, because obviously, people want to scream about stats, but I think he had the 1 interception in San Francisco, and we talked about this, I think, on our episode that week. It wasn't even necessarily was it the best throw? No, you saw where he was going, but also it was also, I think it was tipped, wasn't it? And it was a phenomenal play. It was a phenomenal catch. It was a catch that an Eagles wide receiver could only dream of ever making. So if it's a phenomenal play by this really good Ravens defense, that I think is one thing. If it's just another miscommunication, bad throw, threw right into coverage, like rookie looking mistake, those are the things that I really get frustrated with. Like the one last week was really frustrating. And I think, again, it was like a miscommunication between Zach Ertz and Carson. But still, that one was one where I was like, come on. But like the one at the end of the game last week, it's like, all right. Like,
exactly.
Up in the air. And unfortunately, that's going to go towards your stats, but you're just trying to throw up a prayer at the end of the game. But I'm totally with you there. I think last week Carson had, I think, his best game of the season, probably. And it's unfortunate because the defense was so bad that that's kind of overshadowed. The offense really started to find their mojo a little bit last week. And it's unfortunate that now they're changing things up with the offensive line. But if they can continue to build on what they did last week, I mean, Carson played abysmal through the first, minus the first half against the Redskins, or excuse me, the Washington football team. Other than that first half, from halftime of that game through the entire Bengals game, Carson played extremely, extremely poor football. And it was really concerning. But again, you don't know what you're watching, and you need to reevaluate if you think he is the biggest issue. And I totally agree right here.
Yeah.
Least of your worries right now. They have so many other issues.
Yeah.
Not a worry.
No, and I think it's just you have to have the confidence in Carson that he's going to make the smart plays, and that's just what we need to see from him today. I would say it's more so not really on Carson, it's on the O-line protecting Carson for me on the offense right now. You know what I mean? And that's where, because that's the stem of it all. If they are getting pushed back into Carson, that obviously causes Carson to not be able to look where he's going. He panics. He doesn't know. He has to run out. He might get hit. He might get sacked. It's just, that's where the problems come from. So it's not Carson.
But you know
but
what?
He has to be smart in those situations.
God needs to get creative. They need to.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Because it wasn't just yesterday that Matt Pryor went on the COVID list. It was Thursday.
Yeah.
They've had time to install what they needed to do to be able to match the creativity that could come from this Ravens defense. So,
and you would like to think too, though, real quick, just that like they've had so many combinations on the O-line already. You would like to think that they could literally just plug anybody at this point and just do what they need to do.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. Just do what you need to do.
We've talked about this. Trust Jeff Stoutland with my life. He has done an amazing job with these guys so far.
Very true.
Absolutely. Yeah. This would be my lovely fiance that is joining us right now. Yeah. They should be. This is the worst. Oh God, I hate it all. But they should be prepared this week. Because they had the best scout team player playing Lamar Jackson this week.
I know. I would like to think that would help them. So that's, a positive.
Yeah. And I agree with this comment as well. I do think we need to see a little bit more out of the offensive line. The line is been giving them some issues. But, if you're going to rely on the offensive line, rely on them in a run block situation. They would prefer to run block. I think most offensive linemen would tell you that than to pass block. Our friend Craig is joining us. Line is the problem. 150%.
Yeah.
Okay. Flipping to the other side.
Okay.
Defensive keys to the game. What do you think you need to see out of this defense of the Eagles to be able to get them the win today?
I already said it. Lamar Jackson's going to be the key to stopping him. If you stop him, it puts pressure on the other parts that they're obviously, they're comfortable with them. Don't get me wrong. They have great receivers like Marquise Brown and Mark Andrews and Miles Boykin and Sneal. I think his first name's Eddie. So they just have weapons out the wahoo. So it's not like if you just stop him, you like that phrase? It's not like if you just stop him, you shut down the team. You still have to play hard. But that's the key to right out of the gate. You have to put pressure on Lamar. You have to not let him just run all over you. So that's my number one. And then stopping those receivers. You can't give up a long downfield pass that they're going to score, because this is going to be a game that's very close, and Carson's going to be doing everything he can to try to keep them in it. You know what I mean? So you can't afford those long passes that just give them a free touchdown, basically, essentially, and then get your defense right on the field again, trying to chase Lamar. It's not going to work. So it's just got to be a very balanced game on both sides for me.
Yeah. I totally agree. And discipline. I think this comment from Craig is a really, really big one. I know this is extreme sarcasm.
No worries, Sam. Nick Gary's got Lamar.
Can we play with 12 players? Is that or me? I line up at linebacker. That's the key to the Eagles win, and I don't disagree.
There we go. When he said JT, I thought he meant JT Realmuto, and I would also be fine with that because JT has an incredible football background as a quarterback, but I don't doubt his other capabilities.
See, I don't agree with this comment, however. Play zone, forcing him to throw, no blitz. Lamar Jackson is one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL against the blitz, and they have an abysmal offensive line right now. Blitz.
I like it.
Blitz. You just got Will Parks coming back. Blitz. Lamar's the reigning MVP.
Yeah.
He can hurt you in so many ways, and all of the ways that he can hurt you completely exploit all of the holes the Eagles have in their defense right now. But they also have holes in their offense. So like I said, their offensive line isn't as good as it was a year ago. Their run game has really suffered, keeping Lamar from getting the edge. But again, that's putting a lot of pressure on guys like Derek Barnett, who have looked absolutely silly in some of those end around plays that some other teams have run against them, even with guys that are not their biggest speed guys on the opposite side of the ball that they've played. Some of the guys that are not known for speed have just made our defensive ends look absolutely ridiculous lately. So keeping Lamar from getting the edge, that's going to be crucial. Forcing him to become a pocket passer it's going to be best for beating them, because if you can get that offensive line to collapse, and if you give a little bit of blitz here, that's going to leave, that's going to help you, especially early. And, you're going to need to see production out of your big guys, out of your expensive guys, Fletcher Cox, Malik Jackson, Javon Hargrave, Brandon Graham. You're going to need to start to see some production out of them. Our linebackers are what they are. I really hope that they prepare adequately to make sure that Nate Gary doesn't end up in coverage on Mark Andrews or, even a Nick Boyle. Go Blue Hens. You don't want to see that. Because Tyler Higbee, he had one amazing game, and it was against Nate Gary. He's not done jack since that game. He has not done anything since that game. So I think this is what I've been wrestling with, is spying with Nate Gary, or even my Madness co-host Rob Lange suggested this week, throw Davion Taylor out there and just say, wherever number 8 goes, just chase him.
Which I don't understand why they haven't done so far.
Because he's not ready for the NFL. And
yeah,
we drafted him in the 3rd round for what I couldn't tell you.
But that's my thing. So, is he exactly in the 3rd round? You draft him, and he's that far out that he can't beat a Nate Gary. Is he really that bad, or is it they don't want him to get his mentality crushed by just getting thrown out there and getting beat, and then getting beat up by the Eagles fans?
I think they're just weirdly in love with Nate Gary, and I can't figure out why.
Yeah,
I agree. You could absolutely use a guy with his speed right now, because not only are our linebackers inadequate, they're slow.
Yeah,
they're useless. Or a guy like Sean Bradley. He was hurt a little bit this week, but he played really well last week. A couple huge run-stopping plays on the goal line. Bring him in. I don't think this is a bad option, honestly. It's kind of what we're talking about. Blitzing makes sense, but Jim Schwartz struggles with common sense. Also true. I just think that if they use a spy, Joe and I were talking about this morning, and he basically was like, then it's 11 on 10 football. You know what I mean? So someone else is around and open, and they'll figure out a way to, blitz, get them to a 3rd and long, implement sticks D. That'll go well. But I really think that it could be interesting to use some of their young linebackers. I think if they were able to kind of figure that out somehow, I think at this point, what do you have to lose?
100%. Yeah.
So really, it's going to be what we talked about. It's going to be every facet of the Eagles game has to be executed well. They can't just flounder around today.
Exactly. And that is exactly what we've been saying this whole time. They have to execute well on both sides of the ball, and it's got to be balanced, because they're going to help each other out big time today if they both just do what they need to do, and that's what we need to see. One thing that I feel like we haven't really mentioned as a big part of the game is there are some fans allowed today. So that's going to give them a boost. They always, I don't want to say always because I don't want to jinx them, but usually they play up to talent. So it's going to be interesting. The one concerning thing is we did tie the Bengals, and then they absolutely crucified the Bengals last week. So I'm hoping that's different for us. It should be, because we played down. But
you know what I will say that I don't really appreciate? The defensive coordinator for the Ravens. I want to make sure I get the quote correct, because John Clark posted the article, or reposted the article. The Ravens defensive coordinator on the Eagles having fans today said, quote, "I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be able to know. It's 7,500 fans, right? At least it'll be easier to pick out who throws the D batteries out of the stands."
Get a new stick, buddy.
Crush
Get
them.
a new one. Like,
Someone bring that up. Please.
please.
Someone bring that up before the game starts. Someone go out there and prove them wrong.
Yeah, right? So annoying. Okay, with that being said, do you want to give our Eagles predictions right now, or do you want to do the rest of the NFC East first?
Let's give our predictions. What do you think?
Okay, you're not gonna like it, Jess. You might yell at me.
Sam.
But I do think that it's going to be a pretty close game. I think they're going to go back and forth for a majority of the game. But I just think the Ravens are the better team. They're better game plan. They're going to be able to get an upper hand on us. So I'm saying 31-27 Ravens.
That's so funny. Isn't that like almost the same as my score?
Yes, but backwards. I know. I saw yours, and I was like, oh, I'm still going to keep it.
Yeah. So I think that the Eagles desperately need this win. My kind of prediction beginning the season in terms of how the season was gonna play out for them in terms of wins and losses, I thought they were going to. Now, I did not predict they were going to start 0-2-1. That I don't think anybody.
Nope.
But I did. My thought was I thought they were going to go out to San Francisco, win, lose in Pittsburgh against the Steelers, and then win against the Ravens. That was my prediction going forward. And it was going to be opposite. If they lost to the 49ers, they were going to go beat the Steelers and then probably lose to the Ravens. So that was kind of where my mindset was with this. I'm going to stick with that. I still think they're going to beat the Ravens. I think the Ravens are beatable, but the Eagles continuously shoot themselves in the foot. The Eagles put out a good performance on one side of the ball and the other side can't handle it. So I think that the Eagles are going to do what they need to do today. I think Jim Schwartz knows that his job might be a little bit on the line at this point, so he needs to get his you-know-what together. So I think that it's going to be almost opposite of yours, 31-28 Eagles.
I would love that. And that's one thing, too. Oh, I just lost my train of thought. What was it? Oh, okay. That's why. Because you brought up what we originally thought, and you're right. I did say the same thing. I didn't know who I had the win and the loss against the Steelers and the Ravens, but I had them losing against one and winning the other. So I'm hoping that's right. But just right now, I just did not wake up with the positivity for this team, and I'm hoping it is so wrong. But I just had to go with my gut this morning.
I mean, you're not the only one. We've got a 27-24 Ravens. Justin Tucker bangs a game winner. That's not a far off
outlandish idea.
No. 24-21 Ravens. I don't like it, but I hate saying it, but this is aggressive. You know what? That's too aggressive for me. I don't like that at all. Nope. Too aggressive.
You got to give them more.
Too much.
Do you see? I don't know if I can bring them up on my board.
Which one?
But bald eagle ball.
Oh yeah, go Jess.
I agree with you, actually. I agree with you because I don't want to be the negative one.
Let's shock the world. I love it.
That's when the Eagles play their best. So hopefully it comes out.
We got some more. 28-23 Ravens. Love this one. 31-7 Eagles. What do we have to win? Go for it. Why not?
Yeah, right? No. That's the coolest part about football, though, is one thing my dad always said is literally football is one game a week. You know what I mean? Anything can happen any week. And that's my fiance. We're obviously a negative household.
Yes. Clearly, I'm the only positive one in this group of four we have here. But I think Doug Peterson says it all the time. Try to go 1-0 this week. You know what I mean? The phrase is any given Sunday. Anything can happen.
Literally. Sunday. And that's what's so exciting about football. It's literally anything can happen. So that's what we got to hold on to.
If we played them 10 times, we might lose 9, but not today.
Zach, that's exactly what I'm saying. Anything can happen.
That's great. That's one of my favorite comments we've ever gotten in the year and a half that we've been.
It's okay. It doesn't have to matter because we just need that one.
Yeah. Another 27-24 Ravens. All right, people, you are depressing me. So we're going to move into the rest of the NFC East going on around there. Okay. And so tomorrow, Monday Night Football, Cowboys play the Cardinals. Obviously, awful injury to Dak last week. Successful surgery, though. So wishing him well on his road to recovery. That was probably that's up there on the injuries list, and especially with everything else he's got going on, the year that he's had, as well as, everything, the contract crap and all the BS that Jerry Jones does. As Eagles fans, we love to give him a hard time, but wish him well. And still, now
it was nice to see his video when he came out of surgery. I think it was like a day or two later because he got so much love coming in and stuff. Took him some time, but it was nice to see him. He looked like he was in high spirits. He said he was and everything. He had a smile on his face, so that was nice.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we're Eagles fans, but the person's more. Yeah, if he was with any other team, we would not have a problem with Dak. You know what I mean? So it's just when he's on the field, it's different, and that's fine because it's a game. It's football.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be like that. You want to win, but off the field, you got to wish him well.
Yeah, absolutely wishing him well and hoping that, anybody who ever wants to scream about players not playing or holding out or doing whatever without their guaranteed money, this is why. This is why we do it. So, and it's one of those things that it's one of those injuries that's really frightening, and that's going to be a difficult one to come back from. I don't think he's not going to let that stop him. He will come back from it. But I hope that the Cowboys do the right thing there. I don't believe they will, but I hope they do the right thing by Dak and take care of him because he's done nothing but go out on the field and execute. I mean, this is the first game in his career that he's going to miss for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So
I think Jerry will actually do the right thing in this instance. I don't think he's that terrible of a person. I think, and there's so much spotlight and pressure on him to do the right thing. I think he will just for that alone.
I hope he does.
It's sad, but.
So Cowboys, Cardinals, Monday Night Football. Who you got?
I say 21-17 Cowboys just for the fact that I do think it would be a close game. I think they're pretty evenly matched. And I think that the fact that they are playing without Dak is going to give them a little booster in that first game without him.
Yeah. And they absolutely have Andy Dalton is a completely serviceable backup. So
exactly. It's not like they're downhill from here.
Yeah, I don't disagree that Andy Dalton is worse than Kyler Murray, but
that's why he's a backup.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's why he's average Andy and he's a backup, but I think he's absolutely a serviceable backup to come in and step in there. I still think that the Cardinals have too many weapons and Kyler is just absolutely too good. And this Dallas defense is so bad.
Gosh.
I mean, the Giants were averaging 13.5 points a game and they put 30 up on the Cowboys last week. Like, geez, I have them, the Cardinals winning 35-20. The Cardinals are also my dark horse of the year. I really like him, and I want him to succeed. So that's where we're going there. But then we have another NFC East matchup.
Dumpster fire.
Oh, God, the toilet bowl of the week.
Yes.
Washington versus the Giants. Who you got?
So, I mean, I literally have G's right next to it because it's just going to be that bad. But, I mean, Washington obviously is a much better team than the Giants because the Giants are just, whew. So, I'm saying 27-17 Washington.
Yeah. They're so bad.
I know.
They're both so bad. They're so
I
bad.
always kind of have NFC matchups, though, even, like, no matter how bad they are, as kind of high scoring because the NFC East, even when they're terrible, they play each other well. So that's why I always kind of put up points with them.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, even the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl, it came down to a 61-yard field goal. The Giants went 3-13 that year. It came down to a 61-yard field goal that game. So, but I have the Washington football team winning this game. I think that, they've got a good young running back in Antonio Gibson. Kyle Allen starting again this week, I believe. So I think they're going to win. And I just think the Giants are so bad. So bad. I think they're going to win 21-14.
Like it.
So, this is so nice.
Oh, thank you.
I would love to be on ESPN Weekly.
Yes, we would love it.
All right, let's get into some prop bets and trivia. Before we do that, if you have any fantasy questions, flood the comments with those. I also have one from my other half that he needs help deciding that I told him I'd throw out there to some of our listeners today.
Okay, yeah.
He needs to know in his flex spot if he should play Antonio Gibson against the Giants defense, running back against the Giants defense, or Justin Jefferson against the Atlanta Falcons.
Jefferson.
Okay, we got one Jefferson.
That's my take on it.
All right. Flood those comments. Antonio Gibson or Justin Jefferson in the flex spot. And then, so flood the comments with that as well. Oh, we got Jefferson. Let's go to some prop bets while we're doing this. So,
Yes.
Who has more passing yards today, Carson or Lamar?
Carson, 100%.
Carson? Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
What are you going with?
Oh, I'm going, obviously, Carson. Carson.
I know, I shouldn't even have to ask you. Yours is always just.
Listen, I will, sometimes all we have is positivity. All we can lean on is positivity. And that is what I'm going for.
I like it. It's commendable.
Yeah. All right, Carson, we got more Carson. Carson better have more. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they're going to win, he's got to have more. Yeah.
100%. Oh, we got more Carson. Now, if we're talking all-purpose yards, I think Lamar might from the rushing perspective.
Exactly. And that's unfair because he's practically a running back. He's their leading rusher like every game almost this season. So that's unfair.
Yeah. I mean, he's a running back with quarterback talent.
Yeah.
And, I mean, a giant FU to all the people who said he should switch positions because he's a phenomenal quarterback.
Yeah.
He's to work on, but the fact that he is a quarterback and a running back at the same time, like, Jesus.
But at the same time, I do not see, I like how everybody's like I don't know. Don't want to say they're overhyping him, but I don't think they'll ever win a Super Bowl. This might be a hot take. I don't think they'll ever win a Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson. Because I think, look at Mike Vick, dude. He was like the best to ever do the combo QB kind of thing. And he couldn't do it. It's just stoppable. If you're playing other teams that are that good, it's stoppable, once you get to that level. So I don't think he'll ever get there. I'm sorry, Lamar. That's a hot take. You can replay this if you win.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. But.
All right. We're going to go back to this because he needs to step the hell up. I swear to God. Over under 80 yards for Ertz today.
He needs to. So I want to say over. Not sure if it's going to happen because of his performance, but he needs it to happen. Yeah.
He needs to.
Like, come on, Zach. Especially you're going against Andrews, and they're kind of comparable. Like he might beat him out for rankings and tight end spots. So you gotta show your worth.
Yeah. And I'm not even gonna go to the contract thing. I'm not even gonna go there. I just think in general, he needs to play better. I mean, for us to be successful, he needs to play better. Under is still keying on him. That's absolutely true. We've got a lot of unders here. I need Ertz to step up this week.
I think that's more likely. I think that's the likely answer, but he needs to have over.
Yeah, I think he needs to step up 100%. Over under 2 turnovers for the Eagles offense today.
I'm going to push it.
All right.
I think there's going to be an interception, unfortunately, and I think I can see a Sanders fumble because Sanders, it happens sometimes, but he bounces back.
Oh, God, we've got an over.
So I'm going to push it. I'm going to say there's 2.
I'm going to go under, and I'm going to say Carson has no interceptions this week. I'm going to say he has a good day, and he is not going to make those mistakes this week.
I would love to see that, Jess. Love to see it.
That's what I'm going with. That's my decision.
I love it.
We got another push. Someone's agreeing with you. Listen, I need my coffee. Okay?
Need it. I woke up this morning
I know. I woke up. I had a latte from Starbucks yesterday, and there's just not enough caffeine in those to get me through the day. I had such a headache this morning. Need it.
Yeah.
On to beer when the Eagles start playing because that's what I'll need then.
True that.
Need a 0 turnover game. I absolutely agree. The Ravens will generate 2 on forced fumbles. And get out of here. Get that.
Who's saying over?
Boo. Yeah, so over. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Well,
no, not doing it. Who is the Eagles' leader in receiving yards today? We already had someone jump in a little bit ago, just kind of saying Ward was going to have a great day today.
That was my pick. I didn't even see that. I was going to say Greg Ward because Travis Fulgham, I think he's going to have a good game. I think he's going to get some yards and stuff there. But I just think now he's the obvious. He's literally been our go-to out of nowhere the last couple weeks, 2 weeks. So I think that they're going to have more of an emphasis on him. And Greg Ward's kind of been in the shadows lately because of it. Yeah. So I could see him. And wasn't he pretty successful Oh, no, I don't remember what game it was. Somebody reminded me that we played last year for some reason, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. But
Yeah.
what's yours?
Well, I will also say, we got some more Sanders. We got some Sanders.
I love Miles Sanders.
Game. I'm gonna hot take it.
Ooh.
Over the summer, last year in the preseason, if you recall, they played the Baltimore Ravens after a week of
Maybe that's the game I'm thinking of.
practices together. And you know who turned up so hard in that game? JJ Arcega-Whiteside had a phenomenal game. I think he's going to channel that confidence.
I like it.
And he's gonna have his breakout game.
I like it. And and it's very likely because of the reason you gave. He played well against them last year in preseason. And then he caught that ball down the field last week, and maybe that gives him confidence, even though it meant nothing.
I would love I would love if he would do that and not celebrate like a child afterwards with 5 seconds on the clock. That'd be lovely. But that's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with. Oh,
I like it.
Okay, apparently this is a hotter take than you saying Lamar won't win a Super Bowl. And I thought that was a hot take.
That's a hot take. It is a hot take, but I stand by my my football analysis.
Hey, DK, stop it. All right, I know. All right, it makes me want to down an entire bottle of tequila every time I see him catch a touchdown pass. Okay? It's awful. But this is very nice. This guy's a Browns fan, joined in with us this week.
Thank you.
We have a good time.
Yeah.
No, I can't get over it either, the DK Metcalf thing, but
no, I don't think all of Philadelphia has gotten over it yet. So
yeah, no, we're not over it. We're going to keep trying though.
Yeah.
Over under 100 yards rushing for the Ravens. Over? Yeah.
Yeah. I had coffee in my mouth, but over for sure.
I'm with you there. Whole bottle. Yes. Over. Whole bottle of tequila. Yes. Over. We got some more overs. Over. Lots over. Over. I agree with that.
It's a rushing team for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, I have a feeling that it's going to be a little J.K. Dobbins action just to turn the knife that's already turn it. Today. And I will be relentless on Twitter about it. So everyone prepare accordingly. Leading fantasy points getter for the Eagles.
I'm going to say Sanders.
Interesting. Okay. Miles Sanders. Like it.
Yeah. Trying to think if that correlates with my leading receiver of Greg Ward, but we'll see.
Got another. Travis Fulgham.
That's right.
I want to know what the percentage of if there were people in the world that dropped players and picked up Travis Fulgham.
I don't know, but I saw something last week that only 0.02% of people had Travis Fulgham on their fantasy team going into last week, which is funny.
Do you have an Eagle shirt on today, Sam?
Yeah, look. Isn't it cool?
Yes. Love it.
Shout out 3 Towners. It's like a green tie-dye kind of. And yeah, it says Philadelphia Eagles.
And I'm repping our merch.
Our brand, which I should actually be repping us instead of other people. But shout out 3 Towners because I really like this.
I wanted to be comfy and I saw this in my closet and was like, yes.
Yep. Big crews are always the best.
Yep. Ward, Miles, love it. All right.
Me and Joe are on the same page.
Yeah. You guys are like this today. Click it. Okay. So the Eagles and Ravens have played 5 times in their history. What is the series record?
This is for everybody else, just so you guys know.
We don't have anybody around us today unless Joe starts yelling.
Yeah. I already told Dion because I didn't know it. And I was like, do you know? And he didn't know it either. So
no, not it.
Oh, I almost gave the biggest. I was going to give a hint, and then it would have been the biggest hint ever. It was going to be the biggest.
Any hint gives this away.
Yeah.
Oh, incorrect.
Where's our boy? Craig. No.
Craig, come on.
I was looking for your answer, Craig.
That's not it.
Jeez.
No.
Not far off, though, Craig.
It is not 5-0.
Yeah.
It's a little tricky.
It is tricky. Very, very
They played 5 games.
5 games, but you're very close.
No. This one is still the closest.
Still the closest.
Still the
So
closest.
think about it. 5 games.
We got it. We got a winner.
Yeah. 2, 2, and 1. That's what my hint was going to be. It's so even.
Yeah, my hint was.
And then it would have literally, you just divide it, and yeah.
Yep, can't do it. Okay. How many times in those? So in that, I'm not going to get. This is okay. I need to chill. How many times have the Ravens won in Philadelphia?
I like it. Let's see.
Let's see. 1, no.
No. No.
1, no.
Oh.
Incorrect.
We're getting close, though.
We're getting there. We're almost there. No.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Do my happy little dance.
I've never won in Philadelphia.
So let's hope that stays the same. Once I saw that stat, when I saw you put that stat in there, I was like, maybe this will play in our favor.
Yeah. And that's why I always hope when the Atlanta Falcons come to town too.
Yeah. You never know.
Matt Ryan is from around here.
Yeah, which is crazy that that would suck. I know you don't like him because the whole Penn Charter thing. But yeah, but I mean, that would suck. Coming to your hometown and never getting a win when your whole family
coming in.
That's brutal. Terrible.
Absolutely brutal. All right, last trivia question.
This is hard.
It's hard. This is for some real football minds out there.
We should give them the number of them.
All right, so in those 5 games, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quarterbacks that have played in those 5 games. Who are those quarterbacks that have played in these games?
Maybe name 5 if you can.
Name as many as you can.
Yeah, name as many.
Obvious. There's one that I was like, who in the hell?
Same. Yeah, is it the one that you had to write played for the Eagles?
This is probably one of the worst ideas ever.
Ricardo.
I mean, the choke job that this man has repeatedly done is unbelievable. No.
Love you, Ricardo. You're a great fan, but I do not agree with that take.
Oh my God. No. Okay. Michael Vick is one of them. Yes.
We got one.
All right. We got one. Michael Vick is one of those players that has played in one of those quarterbacks. Who else? One down. All right. Let's see. Joe Flacco. Yes. Michael Vick. Yes. Donovan McNabb. Yes. The rest are not right. Let's see. What else? Randall did not play. McNabb.
No.
And no, not Foles. Nick Foles is not one of them either.
Mm-mm.
Nick Foles is not one of them either. Let's see. You're missing 2 Eagles quarterbacks. Excuse me, 3 Eagles quarterbacks, 2 Ravens quarterbacks. Kevin Cobb is one of them. Yes. All right. Now we're missing 1 Eagles quarterback, which if you don't figure out which one it is. We got a Doug. I wish it was Doug. It wasn't Doug.
Oh, that would be cool.
Flacco. It was not Trent Dilfer. It was not. Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3 are just missing, I think. Yep. Carson Wentz. I can't remember if someone said Carson already. Okay, wait. Is this a typo? Yes. This is one. Yeah. Bobby Hoying was the first Eagles quarterback to play in that matchup. No, not Jeff Garcia. Carson is rookie year. I can't remember, Chris, if you said Carson earlier in your comment. But, all right, now we're only missing 2 Ravens quarterbacks. We got all the Eagles quarterbacks that have played.
And the one I feel like is people should get. He's a big name that played for the Ravens.
Yep.
Big Ravens quarterback from back in the day.
We'll give 10 more seconds.
Yeah.
7.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
All right.
Do.
Winner,
in the crunching seconds, Mark came in and got it.
Yes. And also Kyle Baller. I don't know who that is. He probably
I didn't know that one either.
I think he was like the last quarterback that was there before Joe Flacco. So all right. So we got him. So it was Bobby Jordan, Vinny Testaverde, Donovan McNabb, Kyle Baller, Kevin Kolb, Joe Flacco, Michael Vick, and Carson Wentz.
You love to see it.
You love to see it.
So many. 8 quarterbacks in 5 games.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, one of them was, I think it was actually, McNabb broke his ankle against the Ravens, didn't he?
Oh, so then that's why Kevin Kolb would come in.
Kolb came in.
So that makes sense. I didn't realize that was the game.
Yeah, I think that was.
It makes sense because Kolb was his backup.
Yeah, I think that game was in 2000. I don't remember the year.
2004, 2003. One of those 2 years.
Oh, because 2004, that was.
No, they went. No. So maybe it was the year after the Super Bowl because remember.
But I don't
Or
remember.
was that Owens?
Kevin Kolb.
Kevin Kolb was in there because Kevin Kolb. Oh no, I'm thinking of Garcia.
Yeah,
Kevin Kolb came after Garcia.
Yeah, because Kevin Kolb then was the starter right after McNabb left, and he got hurt against the Packers week 1. And
Yeah, so it would have been after the Super Bowl. So 2005. Somebody that's not 25 years old, help us out. We can't remember when we were 10, okay?
Yeah, I can't remember what the versus Ravens history. What I'm trying to remember what years they were.
I think it was 2005.
It was 2008.
Ah, geez, I was way off.
Yes, so close. Because that was that was one of the games they lost. Because remember, they had that epic collapse in 2008 and all of a sudden decided they were going to bounce back and go to the NFC Championship game. And they lost to the Cardinals. They had trapped the Cardinals that year on Thanksgiving and then went out there to play in the NFC Championship game and lost.
Yes.
And it was unfortunate. All right. Well, yeah, I know. Freaking kids. Sorry. We're young.
I know, Greg. Literally.
I don't know what to tell you.
We were 10. People are probably like, oh my God.
I don't know what to do. Yeah, what do you do? Oh, well, that is the end of our show for today. Thank you again for joining us before week 6, before the Eagles take on the Ravens. Another successful pregame live. Even though we're virtual, we had a great time as always. Make sure to check out our episodes this week. Tuesday will be our first episode that comes out recapping the game today. And I don't know if we're going to be able to get a second one out on time next week.
Oh, because it's Thursday.
So we'll keep you updated.
Yeah, well,
check out all of our social medias. We'll keep you on everything there. Maybe we'll do like a quick like Instagram live or something. We'll do like a quick little.
Yeah, if we can't get a second show in, we'll definitely do a thing like this.
Yeah, we can't get a second show in, we'll 100% get something in before the game on Thursday. Until then, go Birds. Get settled in on your couch. Let's pray.